Welcome to News 6 Extra. I'm Christopher Heath. It is Tuesday, November the 11th, 11/11. Kath Lee, the great freeze, the big chill for those of us who were alive in the 80s and remember that movie. We're starting today off with another movie Kath Lee has not seen that Chris is just coming off the top rope. Yeah.
That is true.
But we're both wearing red today. So that's
I know. It's like we planned it.
Very, very special.
Maybe.
Well, I was in extra early this morning to assist with the photography here. So I'm once again at the end. Yes, well, multi something, but I'm here. So yeah, but no, I got cold. Ooh.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I was up there with Julie doing the live shots, and you're up above, not quite above the tree line, but a little higher up, and it is brisk. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw you guys when I came in, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'd want to be out here for hours on end.
So, anyway, cold though. You put a little doggy jacket on?
You know, my dog likes the cold weather, so I just let her go. I just let her go out there. She does have several coats that she could wear, but this morning I just let her go, and she was happy because it was cold, and she loves it.
Both of our dogs have hoodies that we'll put on them.
Oh.
One of them, the one Lando wears, used to be Raymond's hoodie, and then it became Ben's hoodie, and now it's Lando's hoodie. It kind of, they each outgrew it, and now it's Lando's, and he'll put it on. He's snuggy in it. He loves that thing. So.
Oh, that's so cute.
You know the weather's getting cold when Lando gets his hoodie.
Oh.
Anyway. All right. Speaking of cold, Julie joins us here with the forecast as well as a warm-up headed our way just in time for the weekend. Here's Julie.
I'm meteorologist Julie Broughton. Hope you're having a great Tuesday and a very happy Veterans Day. We started the day with near record temperatures in most spots. In fact, we did break a lot of records this morning for those lows. Just about all of us fell into the 30s. As we head through the day today, we'll keep it clear. We'll keep it cold. Most of us won't even get out of the 50s for our highs. And then we have one more cold night tonight, but not quite as chilly as we saw this morning. However, as our winds relax, that will provide the opportunity for us to see some patchy frost, especially for our northern interior spots. And this little cold blast will be short-lived. By the end of the week, we'll be back up close to 80 degrees. Well, here's how we started the day. These are unofficial lows. Ocala, you were at 32, 35 your low this morning in the Villages. Orlando, you were at 36 and 35 in Daytona Beach. Now notice the winds throughout the day. They've been gusting at times above 30 miles per hour. As of the 11 o'clock hour, we were seeing 31 mile per hour wind gusts in Cape Canaveral. However, as the winds relax late today and into the overnight hours, that will provide the opportunity for us to see some areas of patchy frost. So we have those frost advisories in place now from Flagler County down into interior Volusia, as well as Lake County. So you might want to cover any sensitive vegetation if you're in any of those areas. We also have a freeze warning again tonight posted for Marion County. That is up from midnight until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And because that relative humidity is low and we're seeing those strong winds, we do have red flag warnings posted for Seminole, Orange, Osceola, and Polk counties. Here's a look at the setup for us. High pressure is to our north, continuing to slide to the south. Remember, with high pressure, we have that clockwise circulation, so that is bringing our winds from the north behind that strong cold front that passed through during the very early morning hours yesterday. Clouds and rain forecast showing no rain for us to track, just a little bit of cloud cover at times today along the coast. And again, by later today, those winds begin to back off. Now, the normal high this time of year is around 79. We will likely see some record cool highs today in Orlando, going to 57, 55 for your high today in Ocala. And if you are in Cape Canaveral, you'll top out around 60 degrees. Overnight, again, one more cold night before things start to warm up by tomorrow afternoon. We fall to 42 in Orlando, 39 in Claremont, 30 for the overnight low in both Ocala and in Gainesville. Here's how it looks as we roll you through the next 7 days. Again, 57 for our high for our Veterans Day overnight into the low 40s, 70 for your high tomorrow, and then by the end of the week, close to 80. And this weekend actually looking really nice, dry with highs in the low 80s.
And you see those 40s on there tonight, obviously, going to dip down into the 40s. And again, of course, tomorrow night as well. And because of that, a lot of communities in Central Florida opening up cold weather shelters, people who are unsheltered and need somewhere to stay warm and stay out of just the blistery cold weather. From Lake County to Marion County to Volusia County, they're all opening these up to make sure people have a warm place to stay. Stephanie Rodriguez is in DeLand, where one shelter opened its doors to those in need.
I'm Stephanie Rodriguez reporting from Volusia County. Warming centers are opening up all around Central Florida, including here in Volusia County. The Bridge has opened its doors Monday night and will also open on Tuesday night for anyone looking to escape the frigid temperatures. The Bridge, run by the Neighborhood Center of West Volusia, is a City of DeLand initiative that turns into an emergency weather shelter for West Volusia County. This community room transforms, adding 30 to 35 beds to get people out of the cold. Those who stay get a snack during the evening and then lunch the next day. The shelter does rely on help from the community, so they're always looking for donations to help people, especially during inclement weather.
We're always looking for additional blankets, pillows, jackets, sleeping bags for those that choose not to come in, but also for those nights that we don't open, but it's on that borderline. Yeah, that's a huge way that we can help in this particular situation, as well as food donations, because that's an extra 30 to 35, maybe even 40 mouths that we need to feed during this time.
Anyone in need can spend the night, whether you don't have stable housing or enough heat to keep you warm at home. Doors open at 6:30 Tuesday night, and people can stay again overnight and until lunch service is over on Wednesday. Reporting in DeLand, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
And as Stephanie mentioned there, a lot of the shelters that opened Monday night into Tuesday will again open Tuesday night into Wednesday, and some will actually open up Wednesday night into Thursday. So we have a full list of those on clickorlando.com. You can also go there and find a number of ways that if you'd like to try and help out, as you heard mentioned, they're always looking for various donations, from food to clothing to things like sleeping bags. That's all there as well to try and help out those in need, especially as we get through this cold weather. Well, turning our attention from Central Florida to our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. On Monday, the United States Senate, on a 60-40 vote, decided to pass a temporary funding bill. This bill would pay the government, keep the government open through the end of January, giving lawmakers time to conceivably find a way to keep it open longer. The problem is that the House has not been in session for months. They adjourned about a month and a half ago, thereabouts, and have not been back in D.C. for some 42 days. So the House now has to return to D.C. Complicating those matters is the fact that most airports across the country today went from a 4% reduction in traffic to a 6% reduction in traffic. Flights canceled across the board. So as 435 members of the United States House of Representatives try and return to D.C. for the first time in almost 2 months, they're encountering a problem largely of their own making. Airports are snarled. Now, once they get back to D.C., conceivably as early as tomorrow, the House could take up the Senate bill. Now, if they pass it whole cloth, they pass it the way it is written, hand it over from the Senate, it would go to the president's desk. He would sign it. Conceivably, he would sign it, and the government would start to slowly reopen. Changes are made. It would have to go back to the Senate, et cetera, et cetera. It could take even longer to get there. Now, once the president signs this, and once we do have a funding bill in place and the government reopens, it's not like flipping on a light switch. People have to be brought back in. People are going to take time to get back into the office. Many people have maybe made other arrangements to do other jobs while they were out of work because of the government shutdown. So it's going to take time for the federal workforce to get back on the job. So as Natalie Brand explains, things are happening in D.C., just not very fast.
Amid nationwide travel delays, House members are on notice to return to Washington for a vote as early as Wednesday to reopen the government.
You need to begin right now returning to the Hill. We have to do this as quickly as possible.
Right now we're focused on dealing with the bill that's coming over from the Senate to the House, and we're going to fight hard to defeat it.
But with President Trump's backing, the measure is expected to get the House GOP support it needs to pass.
We're going to be opening up our country. It's too bad it was closed, but we'll be opening up our country very quickly.
The Senate-passed compromise package funds the government through January 30th, extends funding for SNAP or food assistance benefits for a full year, and reinstates federal workers who were laid off during the shutdown. 8 members of the Democratic caucus backed the measure, saying the pain of the shutdown was getting to be too much.
I think collectively within the caucus, they realized this has to end.
But the deal does not include an extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits that Democrats had been fighting for, prompting many to call it a setback.
A lot of people, not just Democrats, Republicans are going to be hit harder with these doubling of premiums actually than people in Democratic states. So this is a disaster all across the board, and people are bitterly disappointed.
Some federal workers question what it was all for.
To shut down the government over subsidies that it seems like won't even be a part of the negotiated deal seems to me to be a wasted month.
Furloughed workers could be back on the job as soon as Thursday. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Again, everyone knew this day was coming. Everybody knew. October 1st, the government had to be funded, and it wasn't. And now we are going to be hurtling towards January the 30th and waiting to see whether our illustrious leaders in Washington, D.C. can get the government funded in time to keep the lights on yet again, or we'll do this all over again. Yep. All right, stay with us. When we get back, we're going back to Volusia County for some artificial intelligence, talking about upgrades to a big stadium, and maybe drinking some very hard Mountain Dew. Not on air, but we will. Stay with us. Welcome back to News 6 Extra. I'm Christopher Heath. If you ever had to call 911, you know that the system is, well, in a lot of places, very strained. A lot of calls come in, and a lot of these operators, well, their positions are, some of them are very hard to fill and keep filled. And so as technology has started to advance, one county has started to look towards artificial intelligence to help supplement its AI system, not replace 911 operators, but perhaps help filter the calls a little bit better, streamline the process, and ensure that those in desperate need of help actually get the help they need. Ginger Gadsden has this story.
Here at the 911 Communication Center at the Volusia Sheriff's Office, they are using AI to help with non-emergency calls. That way, if you really have an emergency, the dispatchers can get to your call right away.
Inside Volusia County's 911 Center, there's a new voice.
How can I help you today?
One that's not human, but very helpful.
You can't fill all the spots in here. I can't hire people, and there's very little retention. There's an AI company out there. The young man is from Tampa. It's not going to displace anybody's job. I think we should give it a try.
My name is Ava.
Ava, Automated Virtual Agent, is an AI system that answers non-emergency calls freeing up 911 operators to take true emergencies. Every day, these dispatchers handle about 1,000 non-emergency calls and another 800 to 1,000 emergency calls.
Can you describe the noise and where it's coming from?
Ava is able to route barking dogs to animal control and water main break calls to public works. Calls that could otherwise clog the line for real emergencies. But Ava has a keen ear and can detect medical emergencies all on her own.
The person on the phone is saying it's been a minor car accident, there's no injuries. The person in the passenger seat says, I think I'm having chest pains. Ava was able to pick that up and say, stand by, I'm transferring you to 911. And that was done by AI. There was no human intervention in that.
Since Ava went live in August, the sheriff says response times have improved and morale is up too.
This isn't here to take your job. It's here to improve your quality of life, is what it's here for.
For longtime dispatcher Ron Huth,
what's the name of the business?
That quality of life boost is personal.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
He's been answering calls for 32 years and says Ava has already changed the rhythm of his day.
Ava has really cut down on our background noise because we don't get as many what they call blast outs, so the phone's not ringing as much. And with Ava, we can actually go in and look at the call. I go through it and I want to make sure it makes sense when I send it to my police dispatchers.
Do you want an officer to contact you about this?
With Ava handling routine reports, Ron can focus on what matters most, saving lives.
We had a child up in Pearson that choked on a piece of bread, and I was teaching the father how to do the Heimlich maneuver. She got transported to the hospital and she went back home 3 hours later.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's why we do our job.
As for Ava,
have a good day.
Dispatchers know she's not replacing them. She's helping them get results faster.
There's nothing like saving somebody's life over the phone.
In Volusia County, Ginger Gadsden, News 15.
Really cool technology there. And if you can streamline the process and help, make the workload a little bit easier on our 911 operators, I am all for it. All right, Kathleen. You, as our resident Jacksonville Jaguars fan,
yes,
must be excited about the Jags coming to town.
I am excited. Jacksonville's not that far away, so going to a game isn't horrible, but it'll be nice that it's just down the road at Camping World. So,
is it going to be hard to watch a game here in Orlando without being in a hot tub drinking beer at the stadium?
I can't afford those tickets, okay, for the pool and everything. But no, I think I'm excited. I've already texted my mom and said, hey, we got to try to get tickets, when they're here for the 2027 season. But hopefully they'll have a winning season. Maybe Orlando will bring them some luck.
I mean, hope springs eternal.
I've been saying since '95 that we're going to the Super Bowl. So fingers crossed, one day.
One of these days, it'll be Jacksonville's day. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having them in town. I think it'll be good obviously for Central Florida. It's going to be good for the Jags, expand out that reach. One of the cool things I think that the Lightning and the Panthers do every year is they play a home game or play a game over at Amway. I mean, why not expand the sport out to these markets that are adjacent but may not have, we don't have a football team here. And so, do you want the Bucks and the Dolphins to take over Orlando, or does Jacksonville want to plant its flag? I'm excited by this.
No, I am too. I'm definitely going to go to one game. We'll see when the schedule comes out and everything, but definitely one game I'm going to.
Now, on the hot tub thing, I have wondered for a while. You go to a game and everybody's sitting in the hot tub with you. You don't know these people, but you're on this big hot tub drinking beer and everything else. I have questions.
Yeah, I'm there to see the game, not to swim, in the pools. It looks really cool. And when they show it on the Jumbotron, it's
right?
Cool. But I don't know if I would do that.
A bunch of Duvalians in the hot tub with you. All right, so I say that to bring up this. Orlando has greenlit some money for $400 billion for Camping World Stadium improvements to try and get this done. The timeline's real tight. They got about a 3-month grace period here of leeway to get these improvements done before the Jags show up. I don't know if that $400 million includes a hot tub. It could.
Here's
but
hoping.
it has luxury boxes, and they're going to make the place look swanky as all get out. Jana Manahalal has the story.
Big changes coming to the Camping World Stadium. I'm your News 6 community correspondent, Jana Manahalal. And Orlando City Commissioners just approved funding and new visuals for the Camping World Stadium improvements as the Jacksonville Jaguars get ready to play their 2027 season here. City leaders unveiled the final renderings for Camping World Stadium, showing big changes to the east, west, and brand new North Bowl. The look features new metallic exteriors and a modern hurricane-toughened shell, blending iconic design with safety upgrades. Inside, suites will be rebuilt on both sides, offering a premium fan experience, and upper seating will be enhanced throughout the venue. Capacity is set to rise by about 2,000 seats, bringing the crowds above 65,000 on game day. The approval will push forward with a tight construction timeline, with work kicking off late 2025 and hoping to finish by summer of 2027. This all in preparation for the Jacksonville Jaguars' first season in Orlando in 2027.
Touchdown, Jacksonville.
The Jaguars' move is temporary due to their own stadium's renovations. With these votes and final images now public, Camping World Stadium's new look is close to reality. In Orange County, your community correspondent, Jana Manahalal, News 6.
All right, Kathleen, we're getting to the end of the show here. I did not see any renderings for a hot tub. I do see in the very near future luxury boxes. That'll be nice.
Yeah. I mean, I like Camping World Stadium. It's been through renovations before. So, I'm excited, especially for all the Jags fans. Hopefully they're done in time and ready to go.
I feel like Orlando keeps getting toyed with when it comes to some of the sports leagues. Like, obviously we have the Magic in town, and we have Orlando City Soccer, but it was kind of like the Rays. Oh, maybe the Rays will move to town, maybe they won't. And then Jacksonville kind of like, oh, I don't know if we don't get a new stadium from Duval, maybe we go to Orange. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
I know. But, we can still hope. We can still push for it. They're always pushing for the baseball teams, the major league.
Yeah, because the Trop is a dump. It is just, it got torn up in the hurricane, obviously, but it was hot garbage before that. And so now, they've needed a new stadium for years. They've had a good team and they've had a terrible stadium. So anyway, all right. You know what'll make us all feel better?
Hard Mountain Dew.
Drinkable Mountain Dew cards from Hard Mountain Dew. 5% by volume. Yes, Hard Mountain Dew. When you're spending time with the family and you don't want to spend time with the family. Hard Mountain Dew. The kind of drink that says, I want to be awake and drinking. Oh boy. So this is their thing. It is they're offering, it's a holiday card. So they're offering a limited edition holiday pack of Hard Mountain Dew, and you can submit your photos, and the company will slap a photo on each can in a custom 6-pack. There it is. 'Tis the season for Hard Mountain Dews from so-and-so. $20 per pack. Well, $19.99 per pack. Obviously, because it's alcohol, you do need to be 21 to enjoy a delicious and refreshing Hard Mountain Dew. This holiday season, when your kin and kith are gathered round the old Yule log, what better way to numb the interactions with your relatives and kill some brain cells than with Hard Mountain Dew? Hard Mountain Dew, the choice of all families.
You know what? You could probably do a commercial for them.
I could. Hard Mountain Dew is going to be so mad. It's like Paul Harvey. And Hard Mountain Dew is our sponsor today. When I was a boy in East Livingston, New Jersey, I enjoyed a Hard Mountain Dew. That's a bad Paul Harvey.
Now for the rest of the story.
The rest of the story.
Right. First of all, I didn't even know there was Hard Mountain Dew.
Oh, there's, yeah.
That's how sheltered I am. I did not know that. But
everybody's adding booze to everything. There's Hard Sunny D, there's Hard Lipton, you go to the store and it's like every single beverage is like, you know what? We hadn't tried Put some booze in that.
Yeah, that'll boost sales. Just put some booze in it. I like the idea of, changing up the holiday cards per se, because, and you have it on a can that you can keep, because a lot of the cards just get thrown away, But I don't know. I don't know if I would. First of all, it'd get pretty pricey if you've got a big family, because it's what, $20 for 6, and if that could get kind of pricey. But maybe if you want to do it for a few close friends, why not? It's different.
I feel like the kind of friend that wants to buy this for someone, and the kind of friend who wants this as their gift.
Okay.
They've already plotted out the liquor store. I kind of feel like that's not like, I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. Listen, I've been wrong before. It has happened. I'm thinking here that, if you know someone well enough to be getting them a gift, and the first thing that comes to your mind is commemorative cans filled with alcohol.
I mean, here you go.
Okay. Now
this is it.
We've got
shopping list done.
I worked with someone when I was in San Antonio, and that's what he would do for the floor crew for the station. The day before Christmas, he would come in and he'd go to the liquor store and just buy like bottles, and he'd just walk around handing out full liter bottles of hard liquor to everyone, like Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Wow.
So
I've never worked at a station where we did that.
Yeah, that was a while back. I don't know that I don't think you can do that today. I don't think I can trot around the old Channel 6 newsroom and be like, who wants some Yukon Jack? Anyone?
Right.
Wild Turkey 101? Come on.
Just bring a wagon, just wheel it around and just pass out wild turkey and whatever else. Yeah.
Yeah. So probably not going to do that this year. Probably
Okay.
a lot of Starbucks gift cards.
Okay.
Starbucks, by the way, used to make a hard liqueur back in the day.
Oh.
They used to make a coffee liqueur. That was their thing. And I don't know, they discontinued it, but yeah, they used to make that.
Wow.
I told you, everybody's getting in on the booze thing. It's happening.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by Sunny D, the Sunny D hard, with the booze in it. I'm gonna look for that. I've just never seen it.
Somebody's making weekend plans.
No.
Well, Sunny D.
I just feel like that's more of like a kid's drink, so that I'm intrigued. So I'm gonna look for that next time I'm in the store.
I think I spotted that at Walmart. I could be wrong.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm gonna look.
Pretty sure I saw that. Anyway. What a world. What a world. All right, Kathleen, thank you so much for another fantastic broadcast. And thank you to Julie for this tremendous weather, nice and cool and crisp outside. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. In my career, I've been fortunate enough to spend 7, almost 8 years covering the United States Army at Fort Hood, Texas, covering the 1st Cavalry Division, 4th Infantry Division. And in 2006, I was fortunate enough to go with the 4th Infantry Division over to Iraq for about 2 months. And I think of the men and women who protected me, took me, showed me, what they did, what they were doing, and the sacrifices each and every one of them made and continue to make. So thank you for your service. That's it for our newscast. We'll be back here tomorrow at 12:30 to do this all over again. Of course, we break news all the time on clickorlando.com. We'll be on the air today starting at 4 o'clock with the very latest on the reduced flights out at the airport, as well as the weather continuing to stay bitterly cold, at least for one more day. Thank you. Have a fantastic Tuesday. Bye.